Warning, the following podcast contains explicit potty mouth language. If you don't want to hear words like fuck, shit, or dick, parental advisory is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Round Robin. This is a bi-weekly podcast where we try to answer the weirdest, strangest, and smartest questions only found on the internet. I am your host today, Ryan Neitzey, and on today's episode, I am joined by none other than Jack O'Connell.
Hey.
What up, Jack?
Hey, Ryan. How you doing?
I'm good. I should at first. I have like a lot of apologies I have to give out. First off, to the fans, we did not have an episode last 2 weeks ago, last bye week, because I was in South by. I was South by Southwest, Austin, Texas.
How was the trip?
It was a lovely experience, but because I was there, we would not be able to release an episode. So sorry about that, fans.
Sad moment.
It's a very sad moment because people need their fix.
Yes.
But none of that. Also, the second apology is that Adrian Savetti was supposed to be on this episode, but due to an illness, she cannot attend.
No.
So Jack and I are very apologetic and hope for a speedy recovery on Adrian's behalf.
We hope she's okay.
But without Adrian, we had to get a replacement, and none other than season 2 MVP Maxwell Collins sliding in. Maxwell, you're in the pod. You're in the Rob. You're in the round. You're in the pod.
I am now back for my league leading. What is this, 4th appearance?
This is either your 3rd or your 4th. I'm not positive.
Either way, I am leading the league in appearances.
I wish I was that guy.
Everyone wishes they were that guy.
He's
I
so
wish
cool.
you could hit as many homers as I can in the booth here.
Yes, Maxwell, thank you. Thank you for very much coming in for last minute here. You're a big help and a big boy.
Of course, always big boy.
You joined me at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of the experience?
It was good.
Just good?
It was a hoot and holler and all around a pretty baller experience.
Really?
Mm.
What would if you would give a good film that everyone should stay tuned when they get their old peepers out, and I guess mainly the summer. A lot of these movies are coming out in the summer. But if you had to tell everyone to get their peepers ready for a specific movie, what would the movie be?
I feel like you gave me a pretty clear avenue of which movie I should talk about.
Which movie?
American Animals. No, Blind Spotting, I think, is a movie everyone should pay attention
Well,
to.
American Animals is also
No,
good.
American Animals too, but Blind Spotting is the summer release Ryan was hinting to, as well as everything else Ryan was hinting to.
I hinted at a lot of things. This is actually your 3rd episode.
Well,
You're still
my
hitting.
second.
This is his second.
still league leading, gotta say.
I think you're actually tied with Greg, maybe. No, you just beat Greg.
That's what I'm talking about, league leading.
You are now beating Greg with this episode. So congratulations, Max Collins, for beating Greg in season 2.
Yeah, please put in the clap track there, please.
One.
So,
One clap. Okay. Well, that's the intro of the show. That's introducing the guests. Again, sorry for no episode last bi-weekly, and sorry for no Adrian, but what can I do? She's sick. I assume she got sickness from bird flu, and she ate a bunch of like raw cookie dough, and she is now vomiting like a bird.
I believe it. Cookie dough. I don't know. I don't eat cookie dough. I mean, I do.
You don't eat raw cookie dough?
Not usually.
What kind of monster are you?
I make the cookies. I'm a normal guy.
You eat normal cookies like normal everybody else?
Yeah, I'm a normal cookie guy.
Disgusting. Get out of here. You know what? You're not on the podcast anymore.
All right. See you
You know
guys.
what? No, wait, come back. Please, I need you. That sounded desperate. That's fine. Anyways, let's get down to the show. Let's get down to brass tacks. Why don't we? As I said at the beginning of the show, this is the show where Round Robin is the show where we try to answer the weirdest, strangest, and smartest questions only found on the internet. And that internet is Reddit, Yahoo, or any questions you submit, the audience member submit, to roundrobinpod@gmail.com. And we try to answer them and give them the best advice anyone could possibly have. Real or fake? I mean, it's totally real. What are you talking about? Mom? Anyways, Reddit, Yahoo, or Gmail, Jack O'Connell, what would you like to start first?
Yahoo.
Yahoo. Okay, 1, 2, or 3?
3.
3. Okay, we'll go to the third question. Can I get a name for this person?
Male or female?
Male or female? Is that the name?
Sure. No, male or female name?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Frank.
Frank, last name? Female.
Franklin. Frank Franklin. There we go.
Frank Franklin writes, how can I convince my Buddhist friend that he owes me money from 3 lifetimes ago? Jack, you got a friend.
I do have friends.
And he's Buddhist. And you're trying to convince him that he owes you money from like 3 lifetimes ago. How do you go about doing so? Please, spit some wisdom.
We say I walk up to my friend who's Buddhist.
Frank. Walk up to Frank Franklin.
Yep, who's Buddhist. And I'd say, hey man, about 3 lifetimes ago, you borrowed $5 for something, and I need that back now.
Yeah.
And that's how I do it.
Wow.
I think it's pretty simple.
Wow, the straightest advice-giving question I think that's ever been on the show.
But
just walk up and do it.
I think just this once, it's that simple. I think it's the code.
Wow. And to make it even more simple, Maxwell, what do you have?
I think little Frank Franklin gets a knuckle sandwich right to the head. I don't even talk to him. I walk right up to him. Nice and mean, though. You can tell. You can tell I'm going to hit him in the head. I walk right up to him. I just clock him.
Immediately.
Right yeah.
No words.
It's like I wear a sandwich on my knuckles, like brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Classic knuckle sandwich. I just hit him right in the head. He gets up and he's like, what the heck? And I'm like, you owe me money, Franklin.
Yeah.
And
he's like, but I don't owe you money.
So I was gonna.
Hey, buddy, why did you hit me, buddy? He's calling you buddy.
You're
He has a weird speech impediment now because he got punched in the head.
I'm trying to think. So I know. All right. I'm not thinking. I know. Hinduism celebrate. I wanted to do a cool joke with like the god animals coming down and beating the shit out of Franklin for my dollars.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like halfway through that cool story, I remembered that Buddhism is not Hinduism. And that Buddhism is completely different and about 100 miles to the east of Hinduism.
Yes.
So then I said, I'm gonna walk up to Franklin and just punch him right in the head with my knuckle sandwich. And then I think he'll know.
He'll get it.
Yeah, I think he'll get it.
Don't borrow money from Max.
Yeah.
How do you? So he's gonna be real confused, right? Of like, because he has no memory. You guys have only been friends for about a week.
Also, I don't think Buddhism believes in reincarnation, so this joke's kind of void. So therefore, my answer can be kind of void. I thought Hinduism was the one who believed. Well, they believe in the caste system of like, you live this sucky life, and then next time it's not as sucky.
No,
and then you just keep going.
Depending on what you do during
Buddhism
the
does.
Yeah, you have to just be a good person.
Buddhism does believe. Buddhism believes in the idea of reincarnation, rebirth.
Do they?
Yep. I just googled it. So,
Well,
you owe me money.
well, in that case, are you Frank Franklin?
Yeah.
Wait, am I Frank Franklin?
Yeah, you're Frank Franklin.
Oh my gosh!
Crack my knuckles. I'm gonna beat you up.
Please don't. Unless
Um,
it's filled with a sandwich.
Is it something about going up to your friend and beating him up who happens to be Buddhist and probably is not a big proponent of violence, Max?
What are you saying? They're all pacifists, huh?
I'm not saying they're all pacifists. I'm saying they probably don't agree with it.
Well, got news for you, Ryan.
Yes,
Most
please.
people don't agree with getting socked in the head by my knuckle sandwich.
I mean,
But most don't live to tell the tale, so I don't care.
you murder people is what you're saying.
Whoa,
You
I
just
didn't say
admitted
it.
on the show.
Whoa.
You're admitting to it on the show
Relax.
right now. that you
Murder-
murder people.
Murder,
In the 12th degree.
murder, and incapacitate are two totally different terms. All right.
So you put them into a coma at least.
Well,
Is it like
comas
is
are
it set up where
temporary.
like
They're
your
fine.
non-dominant hand puts them in the hospital, where your dominant hand kills them? Is it something like that?
that could be a dynamic. I don't know. Don't explore
But that's
that
a
one.
weird superpower.
Yeah, watch out, my right hand kills, but this one will just put you in the hospital.
What's the name of that superhero?
Knuckle sandwich? Of course. But of course.
But of course.
But of course, it's Knuckle Sandwich.
Oh God.
You're back again.
Which hand is it
From Pantry Town.
Which hand puts me in a coma? I don't remember. Okay. I don't know if we have any other answers off of that one. I think that might be a dead question, but
once
that's
again,
fine.
it is another classic instance of my league-leading appearance that I would not have enough true knowledge on the subject matter to give you a real answer. So then I must resort to something that is completely absurd and in no way false because you can't prove me wrong.
Maxwell, you were essentially telling the audience how the show works.
I'm defending myself.
I don't know if the audience gives a crap. I think they want that real answer.
All right, fine. Gmail.
Fine.
Wow.
What a power move. 3 episodes in, you can do that.
I'm like 1/18 of the way to you. You gotta watch your back.
1, 2, or 3 then?
3.
3. Okay, can I get a name for this person?
Charles Bebop.
Charles. I feel like you've done Charles Bebop before.
No Bebops ever appeared on this show. I remember. There was that little baby Mike Toddler.
Bob Toddler. The classic.
Bad question, Bob Toddler.
Bob Toddler. Damn. Was it Charlie Bebop?
Yeah, no, Charles Bebop.
Charles Bebop.
His
Of the
father's
Bebop.
Charlie Bebop.
Please, Charlie's my dad's name. Call me Charles. No one. I don't think anyone's ever done that. It's
No,
just
that's
been
reverse for sure.
It's like, oh no, Charles, my father. No, reverse it. Be like, no, please, Chucky is my dad's name. Call me Charles.
Gets more formal the younger you are.
Charles Bebop the third. Charles Bebop the third writes, "Hey man, long time listener, first time caller. Me and my platonic boyfriend were wondering if I baby bird my friend a pot brownie, who gets high? Thank you.
Wow. Now this
Love, Charles Bebop.
these are
the third.
this is a question, Bebop. Let me tell you. Now, from what I understand about pot brownie, I mean this is more of
This is
I won't say any names or but it's not my forte. But I would have to assume you'd have to ingest said brownie to be the one to get said high.
okay.
Otherwise, you just get a subpar brownie with a bitter taste, and then you just dump it into somebody's mouth, and they get all the fun out of it.
That's true. I assume that's true. I don't know.
You also don't eat weed.
What do you mean? Yeah, you do.
You just scarf that whole sucker down. You just put it into a little meatball.
Yeah,
put it in your
usually,
sandwich.
I usually
Well,
yeah,
brownie
make a
drizzle some
sandwich out of it.
marinara on it.
I
and-
usually kind of put it like sometimes sprinkle it on a salad or something. You
Oh
know?
wow!
Oh, it's like kale.
Yeah.
Just a perpetual state of ecstasy. I get it. I understand now.
So Jack, I'm not sure if you know anything about pot brownies. If someone were baby birding into their friend, who would get high?
Well, I would say the friend who's getting fed is probably
the feeder, the feedie,
the feedie is probably gonna get high from the pot brownie.
the high from the supply.
Yeah, because yep,
Uh-huh.
because that's where it's going. It's gonna end up there at some point. But
Yeah.
I'd say the feeder would probably get maybe a little
Like residue.
like like a little aftertaste or something like something. I don't know
Yeah.
how that stuff works, but like it'd probably get a little.
nice save.
Thanks, man.
I don't know, but I feel like it's similar to the idea of like secondhand smoking.
Yeah,
Where
that's
it's
kind
like-
of what I was thinking of. Like yeah,
Like the idea of like you're smoking a cigarette, or I guess you're smoking weed, where like you can get high or I guess cigarette juice,
the
cigarette
I guess
smoke.
the buzz.
buzz. I guess buzz from another person's cigarette from secondhand smoke. I feel like part of it applies to brownie food. I don't know how much. But I feel like that's the idea of secondhand smoke, secondhand eating, essentially.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Isn't baby farting just like secondhand eating?
I mean,
The parents don't eat it; they just soften it up.
I guess.
Well, here's another question.
we
for
get some nutrients, right?
you. Listen. I take Tabasco.
Nutrients.
I take Tabasco hot sauce, put it in a shot glass, dump it in my mouth, swirl it around, and then I spit it across the room. It lands in my friend's mouth. Is my mouth on fire or is his mouth on fire?
Both, I think. Right?
Both.
Well, I feel like your saliva would probably
Cool it down, you think? Kind
No, or
of
really-
base it out, take out the acidity?
you'd
yeah,
probably
yeah.
take
yeah.
the biggest shock. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
All right,
like
so in this case, then we're both getting high.
exact 50-50,
No.
or he's
More
getting
like-
less, or you
more
getting
like
more high.
4% to the feed,
Feeding.
er,
Feeder.
96% to the feed.
Okay, so he's still taking some. Yeah, I think he's still taking some. I'm not sure how much. I feel like there's one way to find out.
Max, come here. I got a brownie. I want you to try.
I'm not being.
Oh God. Oh God. Chirp. Chirp. Max, how you feeling? Max, how you feeling?
I've been baby bird fed a pot brownie.
Let me get a napkin real quick.
And Jack turned into a bird.
Chirp.
That's a bad bird.
The real bad bird. Do you want to talk about our bird story? It's not as funny.
I can't get through the first lyric without bursting into laughter.
So we were recently, Maxwell and I we lived together in the same bed, and we were making cookies. We had and we had.
You guys got an oven in bed?
Don't worry about
underneath the bed, but yeah.
Okay.
It's
unimportant.
Safe, it's space saving. And we had we had 48 cookies that we were baking. And obviously, we ate some of the raw cookie dough. And Maxwell was concerned. What were you concerned with?
I was concerned about salmonella, bird flu.
You were worried about getting a bird flu from salmonella from raw cookie dough.
Yeah.
And then you said something along the lines of then you ate it. Then you actually ate some. And I was like, I'm sorry, Max. You're eating raw cookie dough. What are you doing?
And I believe I said call and then tried to fly away.
Yes. And then a minute passed, and then you turned to me and said, what line? What lyric?
It was from the famous Papa Roach song, Last Resort. And I think I said, cut my life into bird. This is my last resort.
I responded with, cut my life into bird. This is my last caw.
And then only developed from there.
And then we spent, I think, the next hour coming up with more and more lyrics of Papa Roach's Last Resort. Or, sorry, Last Good Call, my mistake. Papa Birds.
And to our shock, it went pretty far while still being relatable to birds.
I believe it was cut my life into birds. This is my last good call. Salmonella. What was it? No flying. Don't give a fuck if I break my wing.
Yeah. And then...
So... Was there pot in these cookies?
No. I had 2 glasses of Smirnoff Ice.
I had nothing. So I don't know what I was on.
And I must have eaten 10 chocolate chip cookies in 12 seconds.
Yeah, it was rough. I don't know if there were pot brownies in there or if someone was baby birding something into my throat, but it was loopy, to say the least.
It sounds like it.
I was definitely getting secondhand drunk off of Maxwell's cookie making. So maybe there's something to it. I'm just saying maybe baby birding pot brownies, there's something to it.
So I think it's something for the viewers to try. Charles Bebop, I think this is something you and your platonic lover just need to... Yeah.
Yeah, and Charles Bebop says it's a lover, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It could be, you could make that into a romantic evening, You get the oven going. You cook up some pot brownies. You set up the table. You get a nice candle display and everything. And
of course.
And then you just bird feed the pot.
You just drop
into your girlfriend's mouth or boyfriend's mouth.
You just drop a nice chewed up load of pop right into her gullet.
I think it could be
stick it right into her beak, right there in that gullet. And you guys
stick it right into her beak.
You could be cooing and cawing the whole time.
What a scene we've created. What word imagery.
This is how cinema is made.
Yeah.
We need to relax. I think we're getting kooky. We're getting cooing. We're cawing and cooing. Jack has started to grow a beak.
Yeah. It's bad.
It's hit the microphone. It's real bad.
Chirp.
Oh God. So we're gonna take a little break and we'll come back and answer some more questions. Bye.
Round, one, pod, round, one, pod, round, one, pod, round, one, pod.
Do you like books? Do you like reading books? I don't. I think reading books are stupid. I like listening to things, and that's why I use audible.com. Audible is a website, it's a company, it's a place where you can go and listen to a wide variety, a ginormous selection of audiobooks from periodicals, novels, biographies, autobiographies, and anything you want. I think they also have podcasts on there now. But you can listen to literally anything you want. And with my code, with the Round Robin code, audibletrial.com/roundrobin, you, the listener, can get a free 30-day trial, and you can get a free audiobook download of your choosing from a wide variety. There's always been a book that you've wanted to get to, but you've never had time to read because maybe you're a slow reader or whatever. Then download it from audibletrial.com/roundrobin. You can turn that speed up from 1 to 1.5 to 2. You can read through a book. So if you have books that are like 13 hours long, whoopsies, you can take that to two times speed. That takes you so much faster, half the time. Do the math in your own head, not mine. But yeah, I mean, the book, I was looking at the website right now, and there's a book I'm really interested in, actually. It's called The Woman in the Window. It's by A.J. Finn. It's about this woman that lives alone. She's watching old movies, drinking wine, but, you know, she's spying on her neighbors. It's kind of got that Rear Window psychological thriller vibe that I'm getting from it. So I'm really interested in reading that book. That's Women in the Window by A.J. Finn. I mean, it sounds really interesting to me. And if it sounds interesting to you, then you can go to audibletrial.com/roundrobin and download that book today, along with an additional free 30-day trial. So again, audibletrial.com/roundrobin and download a free book today. Listen to a book if you must.
Round, one, pod, round, one, pod, round, one, pod, round, one, pod.
Breaking news. We're back in the show. We're back into it. Leaves and germs. None other than Maxwell Collins and Jack O'Connell.
Hi. Hey. We're still here.
Yeah, we didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
This just in, and we have another question to answer right off the docket, right off the ticket. Jack,
Read it. Right?
you already read the question?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Max, you read it is. 1, 2, or 3?
One.
1, then. Okay, can I get a name for this person?
Devin
Devin.
Superstar.
Devin Superstar, named his Jesus Christ Superstar is his brother.
Yeah.
Devin Superstar writes, if a woman's nipples need to be sensitive... What's up, Maxwell?
Appearance's first time a nipple question has appeared.
If a woman's nipples need to be censored, but a man's nipples do not need to be censored, can I censor a woman's nipples with a man's nipples? Just curious.
I think I found my meme. My God.
You've been looking for memes forever.
So how would you go about doing that? Would you just take the nipples out and replace them with male nipples, or would you replace like the whole chest?
That's a great question. Well, what do you think?
I'd think if you replace just the nipples, it wouldn't look that much different. So
Fair.
probably not. You probably
It could be hairier.
It could be hairier. Yeah, there are some hairy nipples. Male nipples, I would assume. But if you take the whole chest, like area,
Yes.
breast area, and you replace it with the male chest, breast, pectoral area, whatever you want to call it,
Of course.
I think that's okay. That I think you can get away with.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So like you can see female ass,
Yeah.
but how often do you see male ass? Is the comparison there?
Interesting. A bold new brand question. Fuck, I'm having a stroke. Brand new bold question. Interesting. Subverting it to so that you don't get men asses. I mean, unless they're like bodybuilders, but like
Yeah.
even then, Who knows? Max, what do you think? Can you just censor a woman's nipples with a man's nipples?
I mean, honestly, I'm freaking brain blasted over here. This man, this young Redditor, has quite frankly destroyed everything I know. Brings up
Really?
a great point. Nipples are nipples, and if you port, yeah, if you port said man nipple onto said woman breast, nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
Barely.
What's the difference?
Diameter, maybe circumference. Maybe there's a little bit of ruggedness going on.
Maybe you go from like
stray
penny
hair here and
nipples to
there.
like pepperoni nipples or something. But
Yeah, I mean, maybe some like ratios would be off or whatever. Something.
Now I think we're imagining about doing this in post and censoring it in post. Is there any way we can do it in production? Is there any way we can do it practically?
In real life. Huh?
Let's-
Wow. Now, okay. Now you got another ethical question on your mind.
Let's
Is it
practically-
ethically okay to say, woman, your nipples are no good. I'm gonna get a nice man nipple in here and replace it, and you're
Yeah.
gonna have to pay for it. Tax dollars, they're out the window. Or too busy building walls in Mexico. What we're gonna do is your own taxes are gonna pay for this nipple switch that I'm forcing you to get. Ryan, is this what you want? Is this the society you want?
I never said anything about taxes,
This
good
is a-
man.
Whoa. You can't just throw around proposals without actual rational ways to pay for them. What do you think this is?
I thought this was the United States government.
You're over there speaking like a true communist, Ryan, let me tell you.
I'm saying we just do it practically, and if this is part of a production, if some sort of porn star wants to post her photos on Instagram but has to censor her nipples, why don't they just cut off her nipples and replace it with a guy's nipples? I don't see.
Well, I mean, why
what's the harm done?
replace them at all at that point? Might as well just go smooth.
Ooh,
no nipples.
Sand it off, and you just got
no
a nice
nipples.
round mound there.
Completely censor it by removing it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, then what do we do next, huh? We just censor our whole chest? We're just like, get this out of here.
Yeah, because what are we censoring?
When do we stop?
Are we censoring the nipples or are we censoring the boobs?
Yeah, when do we stop?
Yeah, at that point, what do you have to censor? Instagram?
You know what I just realized?
Man ass? We got to go back to the man ass development. Like,
Man ass?
yeah, like if I wear Speedo, my ass cheeks are hanging out. Nobody's staring at it, but, you know, poor woman does the same thing, and it's just...
When people are still staring at it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody stares at my man ass, but people stare at...
Do you want
Well,
people?
you don't know that. Though.
I mean, it's just...
Yeah, you could. You have a nice ass, Max.
I'm not saying I stare at your ass, but I'm saying I might know some people that stare at your ass.
Oh, through the grapevine, huh? Lead me to this ass club, would you?
But all this nipple talk has made me realize something.
Oh God.
I thought you could say it made me horny. I was like, come on, dude. It's just nipple.
For every human there is on the planet,
Oh, Christ.
there's a double amount of nipples.
That's 14 billion nipples.
There's
Jesus.
14
Way
billion
too many.
nipples on this planet.
Way too many nipples, in my humble opinion.
So I think the swapping of the nipples is doable with the amount of nipples we have to go around. Practically,
Of course.
I think it's doable.
What about this? Everyone gets one male nipple, one female nipple.
All right, now we're talking about equality.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think we've achieved equality. What can Instagram
but
do
wait
then?
now,
What's that?
the right and the left side. You think that might cause some issues depending on which side they're on?
Ooh, maybe. There's like, oh, the man's on the right side because, I don't know.
Because that's
Good
not
luck
the left.
justifying that.
I mean, if we put one male nipple and it's almost like cutting off the nipples entirely. It's like, what can you censor at that point? It's completely split down the middle, literally. What are you going to do? Instagram? Why don't we just make a new Instagram but for nipples?
NippleGram? That's too on the news. How about...
I think it's called like Snapcheat.
Snapcheat?
It's like or something weird like that, where like it's like a site specifically for.
But it's not
the
sending
posting of-
nipples to each other. It's just like a video of like people with nipples.
That's it, though. There's nothing
Just-
else.
just
There's no
close
dogs.
that,
There's
like-
no food.
Nope.
There's no
Nope. It's just
promotional. It's just nipples.
It's just
Literally
nipples.
You just go through your feed and it's just... there they
That's
are.
what it's called.
male, female.
Just nipples is the
I mean, if dogs have
Dog,
if
I mean,
female dogs have nipples,
Cows?
cows,
I'm pretty sure they got some. 8 of them.
yeah,
6 maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Horses, do they have nipples? I don't know. But if I'll find out on NippleGram.
NippleGram.
What a great source for nipples.
Would you customer, investor, or both? Maxwell, NippleGram.
Investor, customer.
So both.
Yeah.
Jack, customer, investor, both for NippleGram. I would say a free app.
Yeah. It's a good app.
Would you? Yeah. So as a customer, you would both look at nipples and post your own nipples. I imagine. Or what would you do as a customer, Maxwell?
I mean, you gotta grow the brand. You gotta look. You gotta post. You gotta share. You gotta tag. You gotta.
You're a full on user.
What about like famous nipples?
Interesting.
But they're not famous people.
What-
It's just like some guys got some nice.
Well,
nipples.
if we're
just
starting
got
the
a ton of
brand of
followers.
NippleGram, the
You
brand
think
of
we'd be at the
NippleGram.
top?
No, we need to get some celebrities
Oh, you want some real
signing on to make sure we got people coming on site. Let's get Dwayne the Rock Johnson on.
Yeah,
Let's
that's a
get
start. How
that-
about Robert De Niro?
Robert De Niro. Let's get him
Old Town
on.
Muscle. Bring
Let's
him
get we gotta mix it up. Let's get Anna Kendrick in there. Let's get Robert Downey Jr. Let's
in.
get
Oprah Winfrey. That would be a huge shock.
Oprah
That would
Winfrey
get
would be amazing.
everybody would just be baffled.
Let's get Albert Einstein.
Chris Reed.
Yeah, I mean,
One and the same.
there's no stopping now at this point.
I think NippleGram's gonna take off. I think we make the app. Let's start developing the app. Jack, customer, investor, both.
I'd say both.
Both. Yeah, I would consider. I would think definitely investor. I would consider being a customer for our own product that we
For
invented.
our own nipples.
I'm saying if we post this episode, and then like a couple months later, a thing called like somewhat like Nipple Post, a shittier name, and it's essentially NippleGram, and it comes out. I'm saying that we should TM this episode right now
Yeah, so
and sue them. We have them legal court that we invented it.
Mm-hmm.
So come at me.
future nipple man.
Yeah, I like to see you try.
Our nipple rival companies coming at us.
Nipple on nipple action.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's the XXX version.
Okay. Next person. Maxwell.
I want to do Gmail question 1.
Do you want to do Gmail question 1? Okay, we'll do Gmail. Fine, that's fine. Gmail question 1. That's what we'll do then. That's fine. Okay, let me pull it up as soon as it loads. Taking forever then.
I like the Gmail ones because they're usually people I know.
Can you get a name for this person?
Mick Dope.
Nick Dope?
Mick Dope.
Mick Dope.
Mick Dope.
Mick Dope. Interesting. Mick Dope. Mick Dope writes, I have a dilemma and need your help. I work in an elementary school, and it's a Catholic school, and heard one 7-year-old boy say to another 7-year-old boy, suck my pee-pee. How should I react to that?
Well, look at that. We're out here solving Catholic problems already.
McDope is a teacher?
Yeah, I believe so.
It does not say. I work at elementary school, so presumably
Okay,
a teacher.
So some sort of staff member.
Or, yeah, possibly a staff member.
Okay.
They work there, at least. Catholic elementary school, 7-year-olds are saying, suck my pee-pee to each other.
I guess
Nice.
it depends on the context.
What context do you think?
I'm saying
Do you want to role play it?
no. I'm saying if one child was being harassed by the other child and he had the audacity to tell the child who was bullying him to say suck my pee-pee, that kid's going places. The bully kid, yeah, he's just trash. But if the bully, oh no, the one being bullied.
Yeah.
See why I had to stop? Otherwise,
The feeder and the feedee.
yeah. If the bullied says "suck my pee-pee" to the bully, that's balls. That's cojones right there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's
That's a
pee-pee, it's
little
not balls, but
If I was a staff member at an elementary school,
Catholic elementary school.
Catholic elementary school,
Yes.
and I heard a young student say,
What grade is 7-year-olds?
First grade.
it's like early, man. That's like kindergarten, right?
It's like for kindergarten, first grade.
I'd have to get to the bottom of the stitch, figure out what exactly was happening based
Okay.
on the context of whatever.
Yeah.
Because, like, let's say one of the student who's telling the other student to suck his pee-pee,
Of course.
what if he was raised to believe that a pee-pee is not what we are assuming is a pee-pee?
Okay. wow.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because in that case, it might be fine for the other student to suck said
It's
pee-pee.
culturally appropriate.
Yes, but
Wow.
if the student asking for his pee-pee, literal pee-pee to get sucked, is actually asking for his pee-pee to get sucked,
Yeah,
then
that's no bueno.
that's probably should be there should be some sort of intervention there.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
You know, I'd say you're a little too young to start fooling around with PPs at that age.
Yeah, I would leave that stuff to the adults, kid.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna go straight up and so you hear two 7-year-olds say to the other 7-year-old, "Suck my pee-pee." You're just gonna walk straight up, and what's the first thing you say?
What are you two doing?
Nothing.
And
Suck a pee-pee.
I'd be like, you do understand what that means, right? And then I'd probably, oh shit, then I'd have to probably give those kids the talk.
Hey, and then they turn to you as like, hey, suck my pee-pee.
The kid says,
you have a band
the kid tells me to suck his pee-pee?
my pee-pee.
Oh,
suck
man.
my
Now
pee-pee.
they start chanting.
Yeah,
they
and they're all staring at it. They're pointing at you, laughing.
So
telling
I
you to
guess
suck their pee-pees.
whatever job I have at this elementary school,
Yeah,
obviously I'm not a teacher, because a teacher, this would never happen to a teacher.
Why not?
Has this ever happened to a teacher?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Check me.
I think it would be like a janitor or like a kitchen staff member or something. Like,
Oh God.
like just like, I don't know, somebody not as important, and all the kids are like, hey, he's easy to pick on. He's just a janitor. He's just some kitchen staff that throws the slop on our trays or whatever. So
They're like, suck my pee-pee, suck my pee-pee.
Or maybe-
They're like hundreds of them. They're all 7-year-olds.
oh, man.
It's an elementary school for only 7-year-olds.
The
and that's it.
entire school is. I'm just imagining the entire school in like the playground, just surrounding me, screaming, "Suck my pee-pee."
You turn to the principal and he's like, well, son, gotta suck his pee-pee.
The principal is like standing up in his window, just with his arms crossed, shaking his head, like
Disappointed. You're not getting that Christmas bonus unless you suck his pee-pee.
Christ, what have we done?
We've made a creative image as filmmakers. What do you think we've done? That's what we do, Max.
We've made a South Park image.
That is a weirdly a South Park thing. I feel
probably
like.
is a South Park episode.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know for certain, but if you suffer from elementary school kids yelling at you to suck their pee-pees, go see a therapist. Probably.
Maybe we should get those kids to see a therapist.
No, they're fine.
The kids.
They're kids of tomorrow. They're
That's our future,
There's
right?
nothing
You know
wrong
that,
with
right?
them, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
When we're old and in wheelchairs and we can't walk or talk, they're the ones who are going to be feeding us.
They'll turn to us and be like, well, you should have sucked more pee-pee.
They bury me right there alive in my wheelchair. Like, Sonny, no.
Rest in peace, Maxwell Collins. Did not suck pee-pee enough.
Is now deady.
Pee-pee, more like...
Deady and goney. See you later, Pappy.
That's what P stand for. Pappy.
All this time, they just wanted more daddies, and they're like, let's go on. Let's move on.
We're actually done with the show a little bit. So we're ending on that note of sucking my pee-pee. Not my pee-pee, a 7-year-old's pee-pee.
Christ.
This is
We are in the
we
gray
ended.
area, and the gray area is catching on fire very, very quickly. And none of us,
None of us can.
we're
Oh,
all paper. We're
See,
just
I feel
paper
like that was
mache
an Evan question.
pinatas.
I'm pretty sure that was an Evan question.
Bold claim. But yeah, so that's the end of the episode. And like every other episode we've done this season, we have randomly chosen our guests. Maxwell and Jack have already introduced the idea to you guys. You've already done it before. But yeah, I have a spreadsheet in front of me, and that when one of these two refresh the page, it will randomly choose from a list of pre-selected people, randomly choose 2 new people to be on next episode of Round Robin, episode 10. So yeah, would
hope
one of
it's
you
me,
two like to? It won't be you. It's impossible to be you because you can't be on the next episode. You're
I'm still Adrian. I get a fair chance for my league leading 4th appearance back-to-back weeks. My league leading only back-to-back week performer.
A bold claim. I feel like there has to be a
Help me out, robot.
3-person rule. So all you have to do is press enter, and you will be good to go.
Or I could do it.
What do you think you're doing? Oh, you're trying to hit the refresh button? Is that what you're trying to do?
Your bookmarks.
Oh, I have. A lot of
I knew
bookmarks.
it's me again.
It's still loading, sir.
No,
And none of those names were you. Interesting.
it's me.
Interesting.
Are these the guests right here?
Yeah, these are the guests.
Can I
So-
read the names? Can I do the honors?
Yeah, read this name first. Read that name first.
So next episode, guest number 1 is Adrian Savetti.
Yeah, look at that.
Looks like I'm back, fellas.
Hopefully
my
she's
seat warm.
well enough to be able to come back for the next episode. I'll keep everyone posted, I guess, on that. But who is the second guest?
And the second guest is Jonathan Kaczynskis.
He's coming back from episode 8 and making a classic Maxwell turn of essentially the closest back-to-back episodes that you can do. Adrian Savetti and Jonathan Kaczynskis will be the guests on next episode of Round Robin. Should be a doozy. So we'll see everyone there. Jack and Maxwell, would you have anything to tell the audience about yourselves? Where can people find you, if anywhere? Or do you have anything to promote, even?
An Arrow and Flies Motionless, great short films coming out.
I'm in it. You should
Early
say
May.
I'm in it.
What did you do on it, Maxwell?
Oh, I shot it, so
You were the DP.
yeah,
You shot it with beautiful, beautiful images.
I hope so. I
Um,
can't tell what's beautiful, what's log, what's not log, what the hell a fucking LUT is. I don't know. It all is a big blur now. It's also April. Are you kidding me? It's gonna be April next week or whatever.
Yeah.
Deep sigh there. And Jack, you were actually in the short film as well.
I was
You-
a character named Nick Cage.
Yes.
But not Nick Cage. Not the one you're thinking
Not
of.
the Nick Cage.
Not
A
the-
Nick Cage.
I was a Nick Cage.
A Nick Cage. Totally and wholly not. I don't know if his name's trademark. Can you trademark names? Probably. But yeah, Arrow and Flight is Motionless. You guys two worked on short film.
Yes.
So that's something to promote.
The director, that guy though,
Total dick. Absolute-
horrible human being.
Absolute dick.
You call me out like this in front of my peers.
Whoa. We're clearly talking about assistant director Ariel Lowenthal.
Yes.
Wow. You call her out in front of our peers.
Evan Bowen, production designer.
You're calling out,
Assistant
you're calling out
producer.
everyone I see.
Donovan Gura, former AD. Oh, producer.
Okay, on that note, we got to end the show. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time on Round Robin. Goodbye.
Round one in pod. Round one in pod.
I would like to thank Jack O'Connell and Maxwell Collins, especially Maxwell Collins, for subbing in at the very, very, very last minute. And hopefully Adrian can get better soon and we can have her on literally the next episode. Yeah, and I'm very excited. So again, thank you to Jack O'Connell and Maxwell Collins for being on today's episode. Artwork was created by Kayla Zuromski and equipment was provided by Wild Stings Radio Studio at Stevenson University. And if you have any weird or smart questions or find any from Reddit or Yahoo, send them in to roundrobinpod@gmail.com. We desperately need more questions, y'all, so please send them in. Send your questions in to roundrobinpod@gmail.com. You can also follow the show at roundrobinpod on Twitter. You can also review the show on iTunes and leave a little 5-star review of the show. More people can go see it, more people can listen to it, and you can get more things out of it. And the show can last for eternity, essentially. If I understand how iTunes works, that's essentially how it works. As always, I am Ryan Neitzey. Thank you so much for listening to Round Robin. Next episode is coming out, if I'm not mistaken. Next episode will be coming out April 12th. So until then, stay smartish.